gonna be, leave. As soon as you can, leave.
It's Diana here, and I am with the illustrious
Jacqueline. Hey, hi guys.
And so today we're having a bit of a sit down with you, and we are talking about living at home, adults living at home, something we know very much about. Alright, and yeah, we always share war stories. And so I thought it might be informative, definitely entertaining to share that with you guys today. So let's go. Adults living at home. I guess a good place to start is why. Why as an adult are you still living at home? Are we still living at home? Why are you still living at home?
I mean, it sounds good if I tell you I'm living at home because I don't want to pay rent.
I mean, yeah, logical.
I really don't want to pay rent because rent is expensive, but
it's rubbish.
Yeah, I think I'm really living at home because I'm a good girl. I like to live up to person's expectations of me. So, I'm the last child. My parents are up there because I was a menopause baby. So it's expected of me to be there to take care of them. And that's why I'm still at home.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I get that. Crazily enough, I remember being in high school and girls would leave the parents' home and go to the bus man. And yeah, right. I was like, what? Me? I take up myself to leave Duke and Dolly's house. Like, no, I always thought that, after college though, maybe I'd have my own place, maybe by myself or with like friends, roommates, I don't know, I watch way too much American TV. And eventually I'll move on. And then I started to crack my 20s, and then it was like, okay, well, I guess I can eventually build my own home and then I'll move on. Or get married and then we, build and move on. And well, 9 years has passed, right? And I'm still at home as a full adult with my parents. And I mean, much like you, I'm not gonna go pay rent when I can be at home. Like, that doesn't make sense. I can save that money and then put it towards buying land, building a house, etc. And there's also that comfort, like you said, of knowing it's a safe place.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna kick you out.
Hopefully.
Right? Nobody's gonna kick you out. Nobody can really take advantage of you. You're with your parents. You're with people who care. If you didn't have money for a certain period after paying bills or whatever the case might be, then you have something to eat, you have shelter, you have people who will willingly take care of you. And so like all of that is just like, why am I leaving home?
I don't know. I really thought in my 20s and early 30s, I really thought I was gonna get that man and he was gonna move me out when he put the ring on my finger and move me to his house. It didn't happen, but
it didn't happen. And no, I think that is a logical thought. Like you said, like in my mind, I was either gonna build my house, or if I get married, my husband and I were going to build
my house. He was gonna put me in his house.
I feel so that can just strike up controversy, and I'm here for it. Right, but that really didn't happen. Like, I didn't foresee myself going to live with any man, boyfriend or not. I never foresaw myself going to live with anyone. So it's like, if I'm not married, I'm not living with anyone else. I would just live by myself. And crazy enough, I've never had the living by myself opportunity. It's like how everybody went away to like UE or college, and so you had to live in a dorm by yourself. I've never had that. So the longest I've ever been away from my parents have probably been like 2 weeks.
6 months, guys, 6 months. 6 months.
I've never been away, and it's not necessarily intentional. It's just nothing has ever taken me. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. They went away. You remember when they went away. They went away.
Long?
It was like 3 months.
It's Sri
survived just well, actually. It was actually pretty great. Oh, never mind. Skip that. So yeah, so I guess I've been away from my parents for about 3 months. And it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. So that is our why. You know, I think that's a good place to start. Like, why are we as adults still living with our parents?
And you have to bear in mind, we're Christians too now. So the whole moving out to go live with
Shacking up.
Yeah,
we're not
it's not gonna happen, we don't have nobody to shack up with. It's just not an option. Even when we did, it was not an option. It really wasn't.
We weren't going to shack. And then what? You throw me up. Listen, you know what is crazy? The people who are shacking up with the people and their parents.
Yeah, what is bad?
Because if you're shacking up, you're probably having sex. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I mean, let's be honest.
No mansion, and there's only so much nicer pillow can hold. So what is that?
Not where I saw this going. But what I was going to say is the fact that you're living with him and his parents.
Yeah. Oh, he's living with you and your parents. No, sir.
I mean, unless okay. Moving on. It's interesting. I mean, maybe people have their reasons why
they shack up.
They would go live with their man or their woman and their parents. Maybe became homeless, devastated by a hurricane. Your family died. You have no one else.
Let's be honest. Your parents tell you can't shack up in their household, so you're gonna shack up in his household.
I mean, yeah, there's that as well. But there might be legit reasons. Like there's nobody for you. Let's say you're a foreigner and you're out in the streets. And the man's like, I can't have my woman out in the streets. Come live with me, babe. Or she is like, come live me. Take man up and sugar daddy's up.
Never.
No, sorry, it's marriage. It's a marriage kind of thing. Anyway, so yeah. So next we are going to talk about the struggles of being an adult and living with your parents. And this is where our war story is just. Do you want to start? I feel like you're like gathering yourself. Should I start? Okay. One of the struggles of being an adult and living with your parents is that you are their child. And so they see you as their child. And that's true, you're their child, but you're now an adult child. And so it's trying to navigate that I am your child, but I'm also an adult. And therefore, I should be treated as an adult going forward, you know? So it could be a Caribbean thing or black people thing, but they talk to you.
Our old parent thing.
Yeah, there is that. We are product of boomers and what came before boomers?
Yeah, my parents came before they even had a name.
But yeah, and so like you experience stuff like they talk to you, and I'm like in your mind, because you're not trying to get slapped down, let's be honest. In your mind, you're like, but who are you talking? Who are you talking to?
Okay, she is still doing it in her mind. I have now reached the point where I'm asking you, who exactly are you speaking to?
Because you've also reached at that good ripe age. I'm in my primer. I'm still in my primer.
I have reached a good age, but I am telling you guys, if you're living at home with your parents now, and they're treating you as a child, and you're in your 20s, and you think, when I hit my 30s, it's gonna change. Or when I hit my 40s, it's gonna change. It ain't gonna change. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna change.
Actual trash, right?
It's really not gonna change, because I have to constantly remind my father especially that I'm a grown woman, and that is a bad word in my house. How dare me? How dare I tell you that I'm a grown woman? You know what you get? You're still my child. And yeah.
And let's keep that in context. We're not talking about being disrespectful to them. We're not talking about popping off at the mouth or anything like that. But it's also understanding that I'm an adult. So therefore, whether it's my decisions, so if I decided that I want to go out 3 nights out of the week, it's not necessarily
you always want to leave the house to go somewhere. You don't live nowhere, you don't have nothing for doing at the house.
Right? And it's like, what? And I mean, obviously, obviously with having respect and courtesy, you'd let them know, you know, where you're going or what's not. But I'll be honest, I don't necessarily be like, oh, this is the week I have and these are all my plans.
Yeah.
Chances are, if something came up, I'd be like, okay, mom, dad,
And
going.
she likes to get me in trouble, eh?
I'm going, what?
Because she'll be popping up, calling me, hi, what you doing? Let's go here or let's go there. And then I have to come out. Guys, I'm going somewhere with Diana. Every time they get up the road, call you, I always need to go somewhere. You know, have no knowing in your mouth. And I'm like, but I'm not a dog. I'm just letting you know out of common courtesy that I'm leaving your home to go somewhere.
Right. So I generally would tell my parents probably as I'm leaving, that I'm leaving, where I'm going, what's not. I don't necessarily give them the whole preface like I used to do when I was a teenager. So I will say that I would be respectful of my parents if they gave me like a set time to return back home, but they've never done that. I do know with curfew, because of COVID, you know, they'd be like, you know, be mindful of curfew time, or, you know, people are doing harmful stuff to people, drivers at night. But I've never had a curfew, and they've never given me a time frame to get back home. But, you know, I'm a good individual, so I've never been out. I don't like stay out late. Like if I go to a concert, I'll probably come back in after 12 or 1 o'clock, maybe, and that's a Christian concert. But I'm not gonna sleep out, like they know I'm a proper person.
I have gotten a curfew, guys.
When
I hit the right old age of 30. I got, and you know, by that time somebody saw me, so you know, I had a boo, and it was be in my home by 11:30, 12 the latest.
At 30.
And I mean, I was like, in my head, I'm going, yo, I'm 30. What you mean be in your home by? You understand? But then I just came to the realization, you know what, Jacqueline? It's not your household.
Right.
You know, it's their house. If you don't want to abide by it, you can always go and rent a house. You don't want to rent a house. All your siblings live overseas, so you can't even bunk off with them.
Right.
But it's, yes, I have gotten the curfew. These days, not so much. I mean, I get the side look like. So it's
And
like
how old are you?
home.
I'm sorry, how old are you?
40 and figure.
And you're saying
I know I look 25.
And you're saying these days.
I get the side eye, like, it's what time you came home last night. And I'm saying, be grateful I came home. I mean,
And we're not out in the
really?
streets, you know, sleeping over by.
Oh my God, you have a good
Whatever.
Christian daughter that's going to be at home. I mean, yes, I have done the come home at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I've never had a reason.
Some kind of concert or some kind of, yeah, something.
But it's
nothing.
always, but what I
out
would
of
say,
the
it'd
way.
be something like proper. It won't be like we're out doing anything out of the way. And so, I mean, maybe parents may watch this, okay. And we're not saying that, you know, it's your house, you shouldn't have order. I'm saying it's just understanding.
Let's go.
Yeah, understand that we're growing up. Like,
We are not growing up, we've already grown up. Let's go.
and so, you know, obviously we have to respect their house and their boundaries, but I'm also an adult, you know?
I feel like if these boundaries need to be pushed back as we age.
Right, it's crazy. And then let's get to the really fun things, like the fact that, like, as a grown adult living in a living home, you gotta do things when they want, how they want. And I know I said that and it sounds a bit rude, but I have a life, I have a job, I have a schedule myself, I have plans. And so the most I ask for, to be honest, is just advance notice. Tell me in advance what you want, maybe where you want to go, because I'm the only driver. What you want to do, tell me these things so I can work it into my schedule, give you the first priority that you need to plan the rest of my day, the rest of my week. It's the last minute things, and then when you don't do it or you're annoyed, it's like, oh, how dare you? And I'm like, excuse me, like, I have a life, I have a job.
It doesn't matter if you have a job, because when I used to work, I I would come home and get this done and that done. So all of a sudden you think you're the only one who's ever worked.
Yeah, like
that's the speech I get on a regular.
I was like, just because you went through bondage, don't mean we both.
Can we break the slavery mentality? You do not need to, as soon as you wake up, find something to do. Can you just sit and bask in the glory that you're alive?
It's a no.
I mean,
it's a no.
No. Why is it you need to plan out my Saturday for me? That's my pet peeve. Why is it I get up early every day from Monday to Friday? I am up by 6:30. Okay, guys? I am up doing everything you need me to do before I go to do the government's work. I come home, I still help you. On a Saturday, is it too much to ask for me to sleep in? Why are you up pre-planning my day for me? And I must fall in line and do as you ask me to do, because if I don't, I am ungrateful and I have no manners. I think I am grown. It's not a fact. My birth certificate is telling me that I'm very much grown.
And I think it's just understanding as well that, like, back to what we were saying, I guess, that we are adults, and so it's not that you don't want to be helpful, it's not that you don't want to do, but my life doesn't surround you, you know, and
I love you, but you know,
that isn't something to be taken personal or for you to feel bad. It's just that there are now more complexities in my life.
It's you know? More about,
and like if you're and there's the whole if you are home, like Jackie says, at least she gets like a day.
What I get a day?
I mean, you have the option of maybe sitting in on a Saturday, but I don't, and I remember having to go to the market because market day is Saturday, and you know, my mom wanted to go to the market, and I'm like, I cannot go to the market. I am willing, but my body is so tired, and I'm on the worship team, so I'm gonna have to get up early this Sunday and do whatever I have to do. Monday to Friday I had to, and then Saturday I still have to go to the shop. So then to get up extra early to go to the market, to come back to go to the shop. And so we eventually negotiated and worked out that we go every other Saturday. So I programmed my mind to that. But it's sometimes they really don't think, I don't know, I guess because we're single as well and we don't have children, that they're thinking that, okay, you don't have nothing taking up your time, you don't have nothing to do, nothing too much to study about. And it's like, that's not the case.
And you know the crazy thing about it is, I don't know about Diana, but I know for me, I complain to my siblings about this because, I mean, who else am I going to complain to besides Diana? Who else am I going to complain to? Because you need to know, this is what your parents are here doing to me. And you know, my siblings tell me, just bear with them, man. So I'm like, but why you don't come and get a tasting? Come get a tasting, man. My sister came on vacation and she got a tasting.
She ran back.
She ran back, of course.
Hey, Jenny.
She ran back. Hey, boo, you know I love you. You know, but it's like, well, I must say, she would be more like, you need to stand up and let them know you're an adult. My brother is a peacemaker. He'd be like, bear with it, man. You come bearing it with me, no?
There's the fact that sometimes as our parents age, they act like children. Oh God.
Woo. I don't know about her. I have to come home and mediate. I mediate because somebody always does something to offend. Never mind, I am walking up and I don't live on a flat piece of land. I live on an incline. I walk up and guys, I am not the most active person. So you know, by the time I walk up, I am blowing hard, I am tired, I might be sweating a bit. I open the gallery. Oh, you know what your father did today? Oh, you know what your mother did today? And I'm like, I just got home from children. Can I just get a reprieve? And dare not me say, okay, I'm a bit tired. Let's speak about it later. Oh, you know what? You're not from me. So I be here. So I have to stand and I have to listen and I have to mediate and I might have to say, oh, Valerie was kind of wrong. Oh, you know, okay, you were kind of wrong. No.
I don't know. At this point, I kind of just laugh about it. Like I was at work a few weeks ago, and I got a call from my mom. She's like, "Diana, the TV gone." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, come home." I was like, "Come home." She's like, "Yeah." Now we're still on remote learning, so I left at lunchtime because okay. Let's start again. Okay. So I don't remember if she said the TV, but she said something with the power. Because I feel as though if it was the TV, I wouldn't have left. So it might have been something with the power. So I'm like, okay, this is quite serious. So I left on my lunch break and I drove home. That's when you saw me pass that time. I came home. I come home. Tell me, why is it that it's not that the power gone? It's that Daddy went into the kitchen and kicked something and knocked it out of place. And so the TV and the DVD player off. The drop car not working, the transformer, and he was like, I don't even know what happened. And they're both there, and I'm like, this is what you've called me for? So Daddy was like, well, you just had a shop. I said, no, I was at work. He's like, oh, I didn't know that your mother didn't tell. And I'm like, you too serious? Are you just... And so I tried to fix it and I couldn't, so I just made myself something to eat and I went back to work, and then I came back. And he's there like watching me like, so when you gonna get it fixed? Because he's like, I can't do it on TV. Or like we'll go to the grocery store and he'd be like, oh, I want this. Oh, I was like, no sir, no you don't need it. He was like, I'm a grown man. I said, I understand, and you're not getting it. I said, if you put it in that cart, I'm taking it out. And so I don't know, I find most of it amusing.
I haven't reached the amusing stage. I have reached the ignore it stage because I've gotten calls where, hi, no okra here, but we don't have no okra on the phone. I'm like, I left 2 adults at home. If there's no okra, goodbye no. And you don't call me for the serious things. Like I get home. Oh, so what's going on? The cable not showing. There's a message? Yes. So why didn't you call me so I could call the cable company to let them know this is what is going on?
Because cable is not food. That okra is important.
Oh no, in the middle of my lesson. And I get fidgety when I get a call from home because my parents aren't young and
right.
So you figure something. I answer, hi mommy, what happened? I don't see the cat food.
Hey, I think she's taking care of your cats.
I don't see the cat food. I'm like, I'm gonna get cat food on my way home. But the pussycat in them home and they run before. Okay, mommy, I understand, but you have to wait until I get home. Guys, I love my parents, say.
Right?
I really do.
But they're a trip. Living with your parents is still very much of a trip. I can't say, oh, how is it inviting over? Inviting who over?
People? May I ask you a question? You know how inside my house look?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Guys, my parents don't like people in their house. We have a cousin that come every Sunday and he's slowly being tolerated. And when I used to date, and guys, I'm still available, right? It's another stop dating today. But when they come to my home, it's you're on the gallery and by 9 o'clock, leave. By 9 o'clock, leave. Why are you still in my house? They're not asking you, but the concept coming and peeping is telling you, you overstay, you're welcome, leave.
Oh, wow.
But then you want me to have a husband, eh? Oh.
But that's not what we're talking about today, though. Well, with me, I think, again, I don't know if it's a carbon thing, I don't know if it's a Guyanese thing, but my parents you need to let them know if somebody's coming over. That person better say hello. Like how you'd have friends and they'd come. If your friends don't greet your parents and chatting up when they gone, oh well, that person just came and they couldn't say anything. They don't do that now. They used to do that when I was younger. I guess when I was younger, I had more friends coming over. Either which way, they're not
friends coming over.
They're not bad about people because you've come before. They're not bad. They're very opening and very welcoming. Like offer you things, kind of. They're fine with that.
No, my parents will show you a good face, and then when you go, it's like, why that person was here? Why they were in the house?
Oh.
Yeah. But no,
Yeah.
it's a trip living with
Yeah.
them. And I mean, personally, for me, the biggest hindrance is them understanding that I'm an adult. I mean, everything else I can work around it, but my major stuff is understand that I am your child, but I am an adult,
Right.
and just respect me on an adult level as I respect you also on an adult level. My sister, especially, and even some of my aunts, they don't understand the dynamics as to why they would behave like this, and I don't know. I can't answer. All I can say it's a Caribbean older folks kind of bringing up. They mimic what their parents would have done because guys, side note, side story. My aunt got pregnant at 27, and I'm telling you, my grandfather promptly kicked her out of his house. How dare you be pregnant in my house? Never mind, she was 27 years old. So my mother's coming from that background. My father, he has no excuses what he needs to do.
I think my parents, I think they've gotten better. You know? I think they've gotten better. I think they realize it. And then like your siblings were telling you, you really have to stand up for yourself in certain ways and at certain times. Respectfully, but still let them know
I'm an adult.
yeah, and then move accordingly. But at the end of the day, your parents gonna be your parents, and they're gonna do what they want to do in their house. So.
Yes, they are. If you can't bear it, just move out.
Right? A pastor told me that. My pastor, mentor, he was like, well, if you're having all these quorums, it's time for you to go. It's a sign.
Yeah.
But there are positives with living with your parents, which we're gonna talk about now. So like she said, one of the positives is that you don't have to pay rent. So you get to save that extra money. Like I said as well earlier, there is always, I feel as though these positives are tied in with the why.
Why we living with them?
Yeah, there's always that person there for you. There's always going to be something to eat, something to drink.
Yeah.
They always have money as well.
Yeah.
Even if I don't have money,
They do.
somebody will have money, right?
I mean, yeah, there are positives. For me personally, guys, I only cook on a Sunday. It's not I don't like to cook, but I only cook on a Sunday because my parents handle the cooking. For them, it's their home and there's certain things that they're just not gonna wait on me to do.
Right.
And praise God, cooking is one of them. I wish washing up was one, but I ain't pressing my luck. But yes, so they will cook. And truth be told, there are a lot of things that I don't eat, but I mean, they do cook and bear me in mind with their cooking. So I really only cook on a Sunday. And as she said, they always have money. And as I've told you before, my parents are old. And my mother is old. She's really old. So she's come to the point in her life where she doesn't think she needs to spend money. So she gets money, it goes over to me, I have to hold it. And eventually she's gonna want a lot of remedies and everything else. But I mean, that's a positive, and it's having the emotional support. And I'm not a well person. I kind of have asthma and all that. So they don't hesitate. My mother doesn't hesitate to come and give me the old time rub down. Like, why are you breathing like that? It's waking me out of my sleep. You need to go and drink some of the bush out of the fridge. Yes, guys, French time is good for mucus in your lungs. Side note. They still look out for you.
Yeah, they really do. They really do. And again, it's all we've known for so long. It is. Now that we're not ready to eventually move on, but it's what you've known for so long, and I agree with all those things in terms like the cooking and being at home. But my dad told on me one day. He was like, I can't make it the way you do. And I was like, I spot you, sir. Yeah, I see you there.
But he might be genuine because there's a lot of things my mother does in the kitchen that I don't know how she does it because I can't mimic it. But two things she gives me props for. She likes how I oil salt fish, and she loves my rice porridge. It's like, you're home, come cook the rice porridge. Now your rice porridge is a bit different. Yeah,
and I think what, as crazy as it sounds, I feel there's a sense of responsibility that you're nurtured into still living at home. I don't know how to say that any better, but like there's this sense I think of like responsibility. Because you're the last child, I'm the last child, and none of our siblings live with us and our parents. And I feel there's a sense of growing up as well that I had to do. Because while as much as my parents are responsible for me, I also feel very responsible for them. So whether it's like getting medication or make sure they have this, they have that. And I've taken on, as of late, especially like last years, I've taken on a lot of responsibility concerning the home and whether home maintenance or, you know, shopping or what's not. And so there is that level as well of things that I'm learning from them while I'm still there. Some good lessons.
That's true.
And they're a bit more chill, you know, like now they can't, because they're not beating you as an adult, right? So, so they're definitely more chilled, and so you can have conversations with your parents now.
Yeah, that's true, because I have a lot of conversations with my mother.
You can call them out too.
I can kind of call them out in a nice way, because my mother can give you a plaster for every sore. You know, she knows to patch them calling out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say that there are times, depending on the day, that there are more struggles than they are positive, and then other days they're more positive than they are struggles. And I guess for me, final thoughts. What are your final thoughts on the matter?
It's
You're not saying the one you told me you'd say?
which one is that?
Leave.
Yeah, my final thought was really gonna be, you know, leave. As soon as you can, leave. Get your own. God bless the child that have its own. But I mean, on a real, it's life, eh? Living with your parents, it's a learning process, and it also helps you to deal with persons outside. You know, conflict resolution and all that. It's not all negative. It's not all positive. But that's just life, right? But I will advise anyone, especially if your parents are young and strong, leave, guys. Leave. Get your own. I'm not telling you to go pay rent, right? But get a piece of land. You're 18, or you start working, before you think about getting the vehicle, and I'm sounding like my father now. But on the way, before you think about getting the vehicle, you know, at a young age, find land. There is land somewhere. You might have a grandfather or somebody that have a piece of land. Let them bequeath it to you. Get a piece of land and get your house and leave, guys. Leave. If I knew now what I know in my 20s,
You'd have left.
I would have left. But now I kind of feel bad about leaving per se, because, you know, I'm the one who they depend on.
So up when the man come.
That's all.
That's all. Alright. I guess my final thoughts on the matter is, I mean, it's all well and good to say leave and all that, but I guess life just works out how it has to for the time being. Because I could have left, but maybe I could have been worse off, or where I could have been. So I don't really know, but I agree with you. They are good, they are bad, you know, up and down. By the end of the day, I think who I am as a person and who I'm becoming as a person, this experience has definitely shaped it. And I mean, we love them. We really do.
Yeah, we do.
We really do.
And most days you do.
When husbands shop though, that's another tale to navigate. Because like we said, we are the only ones that are here with them respectively, right? But nonetheless, we thank God for our parents. But we just thought today we'd share, you know, some of the struggles of living as an adult, living with your parents. So if you have any struggles or positive things or any experiences you want to share, put it down below. You never know, we might do a reaction video based on your comments if we have a good amount of them. So let us know down below, comment, and let us know. How much time am I going to say that?
I don't know, but you said it quite a few.
I know, like 4 or 5 times. Comment down below. And And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you've been enjoying the content. And yeah, Jackie came back.
Hi guys.
Jackie came
I'm
back.
still here. I'm still on the market. Side note. Right.
Alright, so thank you so much for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.